Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to give some feedback to Abdullah. So let's get to it. Before that, if you're also looking for a similar mock test, you can get in touch with me through WhatsApp or Telegram and we can schedule your mock test. Alright, other than that, if you want classes, you can contact me. So let's get started.
So my full name is Abdulloh Gaybullayevn. You can call me by my first name, Abdullah.
This is more than enough. Okay, do note that we got three parts in IELTS speaking, and in the beginning they'll ask for your name. Okay, and I'm looking here because my main monitor is here. That's all. Okay, don't feel weird. Okay, Abdullah, where are you from?
I'm from Uzbekistan, from a little town there called Bukhara, and that particular
A little town that is called. Hey, without that. It's fine.
town located at the heart of our country.
That particular town is. Oh, you can simply say this town is located. Okay, at the heart. Actually, it's good. That means the center of the city. Can you tell me a bit more about Bukhara?
So Bukhara is one of the most iconic with his monuments, with historical buildings that capture all of the beauty when compared to all continents. So which means, yeah, it is so iconic with its beautiful picturesque monuments.
Good language here and there. Good, good, good. Great. So, do you work or study?
So right now I'm a student. Like if you like asked me this question a couple of years ago, I used to work, but right now I'm practicing English more than a year. So which means yes, I'm a student and I'm preparing for my upcoming exam test.
Okay, great. Can you tell me about this exam that you're preparing for?
So yes, I'm preparing for particular IELTS and
It's IELTS, not IELTS. IELTS.
and the thing is, I might be good at speaking and a little bit writing, but I don't think that I'm so skillful in terms of the listening. I'm trying my best in reach my potential desire and get my score from the IELTS exam. So, and I'll be like dedicating nearly 8 hours in a day for overall improving, enhancing my English skill. It is like English, you know what? English is not only something about always addicting to yourself to hard work, but it also kind of atmosphere, like kind of electric atmosphere that you on your own something from your deep down tell you should study something like you study with that sense of contentment so which means yeah I'm
Good answers, but in PowerPoint you don't need to explain this much. Okay, I normally let students speak, but otherwise you don't really need to speak this much.
really into studying English right now.
Really good, really good. Okay, now let's talk about food. Okay, so here I'm gonna ask you a few personal or those kind of questions related to food. So, what is your favorite food?
Uh, so as I'm kind of bibliophile person, there are a lot of bunch of books that I'm really into, but the one that stand out most from other, I feel like it is the book that particularly called How to Not Procrastinate. The author portrayed about
Okay. So here I asked about food. So I think he didn't really hear me properly. Anyhow, it is okay, but for the real test, make sure that it doesn't happen to you,
Mhm.
not books. So my question is, what is your favorite food?
Food.
Moreover,
Yes.
we had some issues with network in between. He was coming and going. I did cut most of the disturbances we had in between. But still, like because of the network, we had some struggle. Okay, guys. So let's say you are gonna participate. Please make sure you got a good internet connection that is stable. Actually, even if your camera isn't so great or good, it's fine. But audio and your internet both are important. Okay.
Food. My bad. Like, I couldn't hear you. I don't know because of what. So,
Hmm.
one of my favorite food in my country cuisines is I feel like it is pulao because it is so widely accepted even among all.
Pulao is more like a biryani, in my opinion. Okay, so we don't actually have pulao here. I don't think it is popular in my country. So. I Below, I think this is the spelling. Yeah, not this. uh, This one. Yeah, we got pulao, but at least in my place, it's not so popular. But over there, it's very popular, and it is also called pilaf, I guess. I'm not really sure. You guys can let me know down in the comments. Okay.
all foreigners. There are some wide area of people who came from foreign country to just feel this sense of like to feel test one of the delicious food
Taste, taste. So here and there he got pronunciation issues.
that we have in our country, in our town particularly. And this is my favorite one, apart from others.
Mhm.
Hello.
Great, great. All right. Okay. So do you prefer home cooked meals or eating out?
Now, of course, I'm a kind of a person who go for the former one because you know what? Even there's a lot of option whenever you go to outside, wide range of foods that you can choose that you want. But I feel like the homemade cook that was prepared from your mother,
Homemade cook? Homemade food, right?
a lot of option whenever you go to outside, wide range of foods that you can choose that you want. But I feel like the homemade cook that
He said cook or kur. It's food, right? Homemade food. So here and there is actually mispronunciation. Let's see.
was prepared from your mother. This is kind of another thing that you can eat, and your favorite delicious slice that your mother know putting ingredients on your favorite. So which means yeah, I'm a kind of person who always go for the former one.
Mhm. Great, great. Okay. Has your taste in food changed over time?
Uh, I feel like tremendously. Like back in the days, back in the era, the
Back in an era? You can simply say back in the days or before.
ingredients that was put into palau in our national food, it was kind of not satisfied, like people cannot sate it from that, but today's into
People could not cannot. It's the past, right?
today's era with a lot of additional like ingredients, for instance like rice, meat and everything, it turned out to be so good that I
It turned out to be good. It has changed. That is the meaning, basically. That is the meaning of it turned out to be. I mean, language is actually good, but in between he got grammar issues and pronunciation issues. Ah, so far so good. Let's see. We got a lot more to cover.
like whenever someone, even it is vegetarian, even it is someone like let's say someone who really into eating meats, I think fell in love with that, so which means yes, it
I think they will fall in love, not fall in love, fall in love. Because he's kind of predicting, he's assuming, right? I think they'll fall in love.
it has changed tremendously over time.
Mm. So in between, like when he's switching the tenses, there is a little confusion, but okay. Okay, great. So is there a type of food you don't like?
uh So I don't think so. As back in the days, I was a chubby person and I was in a strict diet, and I feel like that taught me a lot. It served as a lesson to do not choose particular meal for me. And now
So if you don't have a particular choice or something, you can say I'm not a picky person or a picky eater. That basically means you don't have any preferences. Okay. So picky eater is a person who will be kind of picky, the meaning already, right? That means that you will only like one type of food. So especially children are like that.
nowadays, I don't think that I have particular meal that I really hate or don't like. So, and even I'm not gonna choose. There might be some like priorities
Okay, here and there again, he got network trouble. He's getting stuck.
in myself, counting like nutrients, calories, but I don't think that I have that I really don't like.
Okay, fine. Now let's talk about meal times in your country and more about food. Okay. So what is a typical breakfast in your country like?
So I feel like the people who are bodybuilders and always pay attention for their health, it is something full of protein. This is kind of people who pay attention for their health. They are not kind of people who really into something like sweetie from the early morning. They always pay attention for their calories, nutrients. There's something full of protein. Yes, it might be something like eggs, or there's some rice. So which means yeah, it mostly. So it is well accepted in our country to pay attention to our diet and have something full of energy, full of nutrients from.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
between again I lost him. But answers are actually pretty good. All right, now let's move on to. Part two. Okay, here I'm gonna give you a question, and I would like you to talk on it for 1 to 2 minutes.
Uh,
So this is a cue card I gave him. Describe a special meal you had. Okay. Everything is about food. Let's have 1 to 2 minutes for this, and I'll let you know when to.
mhm. So there is only one particular meal that I fell in love a while ago, and it hands down palo. So back in the days, like once I mentioned, I was a chubby, undetermined guy, and once
Good language, be undetermined guy. I like the
I took
language.
initiatives in my life to lose my weight, I start incorporating daily routine. I start incorporating jogging, heavy exercise, while with the intermingling of light exercise. So it turned out to be so positive. I felt a lot of improvement. But after realizing that I should also incorporate diet in my routine, so I addressed my initial pounds, my fat, and I also was able to and I also was able to gain some muscles, which it turned so positive. But during back in the days, so my strict diet was incorporated in it like something dry thing, something, but so something ingredient to make something delicious. They're particularly fruitful for the people, for the sportsmen like me. So after trying this, like after chronicle practicing, trying my best in order to cook on my own because it is not popular in my country. So it turned out to be so good that I from the just
He's actually enjoying his speech. However, in between, little hesitation or little clarity issues. Not clarity actually, because of the higher rate of speech or something like that. Sometimes there are certain slips, but okay.
spoon of that meal, I just fell in love with that taste because I don't know, I don't particularly recall the exact ingredients because it was too a while ago. During that time, I just cooked with a lot of things. Like it cost considerable sums even for the nutrients that it contains, but turned out to be so positive. Even like I cannot recall the exact name of the food because I think it was a Turkish. It was related to a Turkish food
In a way, I feel like this guy is kind of beating around the bush instead of really getting to the point. Like if you simply say it's this dish, that would be better instead of beating around the bush.
system. And but after practicing a lot, I become skillful so in cooking. So this is the particular meal that I figure
I become, I became.
out that's so delicious in my daily routine, and I cooked it
Okay, thank
like
you.
it was yes, it was a while ago.
So, did you give this particular dish, the special meal to anyone else?
Yes, I
So, I like his expressions, everything. This is something you can copy or actually have in your speech. Why? Because when you smile, your pronunciation, everything improves, and you would actually prefer a person who is actually smiling, who is happy instead of so sad and speaking. Right. So it would be better that you smile and you are really enthusiastic about whatever you are talking about. Okay.
handled it to my mother and father to just this. So they expected the result. They don't like it because they are type of people who don't like training or they something that is fruitful to our body. Like there is basically a concept. Food that you don't like is actually beneficial for your health, but it is reverse for the unhealthy foods.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So now let's talk more about food and everything. Okay. So, do many people in your country like fast food?
Yes, like
And about this, he's kind of nervous, but I would suggest that you avoid this. I mean, it's fine, it's totally normal, but when you're speaking, keep your hands below your shoulder, keep it down, even if you want to do like this. Actually, I have observed this more with girls who are nervous, so they'll be always doing like this, with their hands. Right, so keep it under, okay, even if you are nervous.
today's day whereas people become so like from the people become so busy from their hectic lifestyle, most of the people turn into more alternative ways instead of just wasting bunch of their time just sitting and like most of the people in our country susceptible to waste their time by having coherent conversation over a meals. So which means, but right now, most of the people, individual turning to more alternative ways. Once again, they yes, becoming really into fast food because of its taste and five
Because of his taste, you can actually slow down a bit and work on clarity. I mean, your answers are clear, but still.
minute preparation. It is too fast, but I feel like it is unhealthy. But
Okay, so
yeah, it becomes in our eating.
uh, getting stuck. But okay. All right, so why do you think it is unhealthy?
Because
And in part three, especially, it's taking more time to think and answer.
even though it contains meat, fruit, and vegetables, because of the freezing it loses from its nutrients and the you know what after frying them once after frying them they totally lose their nutrients and even like people there is like scientifically proven theory even after the eating the like bunch of calories of fast food you are like you there is 100% chance that you can get that you can get hungry after a while apart from the food that you should eat so which means for such a reason for the freezing nutrients and all in all killing that fruitful
That wasn't so clear. Okay, let's continue.
let's say vitamins so for such a reason it is unhealthy that our body cannot fulfill its need by intaking
It is, it's actually, it's need.
daily nutrients for our daily life for being energetic so for such a reason
Okay, fine. So do you think it wasn't so clear? I mean, he did talk a lot, but still not so good. Traditional
okay
food is disappearing in your country.
I like eating fast food
No. My question is,
uh,
do you think traditional food is disappearing in your
ah,
country?
ah, traditional food okay so according to my hypothesis I don't think so I don't think so even though like Western foods Turkish American fast food they cannot totally replace our traditional foods because compared to their food it is kind of one of the greatest delicious one even it stand out most from other countries with its taste because it feels like us about cherishing slice of our childhood where our grandparents used to cook for us being as a child so which I don't think so even with the prominent with the soul development even might be some let's say developments and new type of foods in our country become so common and become introduced by other people I don't think that they can replace our traditional foods.
Okay, good. Good answer. But in some areas, I feel like it's kind of beating around the bush instead of extra points. But okay. All right, now let's talk more about this eating habits. Okay. So how can schools encourage children to eat more healthy?
uh, I feel like from early introducing to a child from their background, for instance, being at a school with a in a company of people like with your classmates, group mates, always interpreting to a child way that they can internalize the meaning of nutrients, the meaning of food by incorporating some, by practicing, by facing. First of all, I feel like child should face with some orders in order to understand that why it is important to eating healthy food. And I feel like yes, like schools play imperative role, like a pivotal role in introducing because teaching child from early beginning, being like teachers that teach children in schools are a role model for them and I think yes they play a crucial role in the interpreting to a child importance of healthy foods.
Hmm. Okay,
Uh,
fine.
uh,
All right. Mm-hmm. So do you think that people will still cook at home in the future?
definitely yes because compared to the past, there was uh, reduction in a reduction in number of people who would like who into to a sport. But with technology
You can simply say right now we have less people who are into sports.
development, with all of this information that the internet sources provide, people started to understand the importance of homemade food. Even compared to a restaurant, it is way more cheaper and a greater than it tastes, especially when it cooked from your then it especially when it cooks from the person to near to your heart, for instance, like from your wife or the
Near or I think close is much better than near, but okay.
mother. So, and I feel like in the future, yes, there is a great probability that people would like totally would like to turn homemade food, even in times like people who work in corporation in a big factories, they just would like to bring their food with the, for instance, like in a mix that was made from their mother or their wife. So, which means
So they like to bring their own tiffin, you can say, or their own food prepared by their one of their family members, maybe their mom or wife, something like that.
yes, like in the future, yes, there is a higher probability that people would like to turn to homemade foods. Even there is a lot of sources where they can get that foods from the restaurant. So which means, yeah,
Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much, Abdullah. Your test is over. All right, overall, it was actually fine. Most of the answers were clear. He did give detail. And what do you think? What band score does he deserve? For me, it was okay. Not so great, but I did enjoy whatever he was saying till part two. Part three was also pretty good, but not a lot because in some parts I felt like he was beating around the bush. Okay, otherwise, he's a good speaker. My only suggestion is to just calm down and add clarity along with working with your pronunciation. At least don't mispronounce it. Otherwise, the rest seems to be very fine. So now let's talk about his score. So he is a fluent speaker, he is coherent. I can easily give a 7 for that. Lexical research also 7, maybe higher. I'll even give. GRA, everything seems to be fine, but little mistakes here and there. But still, I did notice some grammar structures, so I can give 6.5 to 7. Some for sure. With pronunciation again, maybe a 7. So this is a band 7. You see, band 7. The reason why I'm not giving 7.5 is because not every answer was so clear or precise, along with some other issues. But some examiners might give him a 7.5. Always there's a zero point 0.5 difference. For me, he's a 7. Okay. At first, you will feel like he's very impressive, this and that. But he got grammar issues and pronunciation issues more. So if that keeps on going, if that continues, maybe he'll get only 6.5. Otherwise, yeah, he can get a 7. All right. So let me know what you feel about his speaking and whether my scoring is okay. Right. So this is just my personal scoring. I'm just giving an approximate score, nothing real, right? So you can also comment on that. All right. Now, if you're also looking for a similar mock test with feedback and everything, you can get in touch with me through Telegram. You already know that, or WhatsApp. All right. Other than that, if you are looking for classes for IELTS, LPIP, or anything, you can contact me on the numbers given below. It's in the description, or you can go to my Insta and find my number from over there. It's that easy. All right. So just like always, if you haven't subscribed, I know you haven't subscribed yet. So consider subscribing. I love it when you subscribe and I get a new subscriber. More than that, I love it when you comment on my videos. All right, and let me know how I should change the format. If you feel like I should change everything, otherwise, if you feel like this is okay, let me know. So thank you so much. See you with the next video. Bye bye.